see me speak this morning, so I'll be really brief, but I appreciate your time and attention. I'm only going to speak for literally about 5 minutes, and I promise you 2 things. I'm going to speak really quickly, and what I'll talk about is definitely of value to your business. So if we haven't met before, my name is Ludin. I'm the Central Florida Director of Cutco Closing Gifts. We are the largest closing gift business in North America. We do this for about 40,000 realtors and loan officers across the U.S. and Canada. And we just expanded into Central Florida a little less than 2 years ago. So what I'll show you is fairly cutting edge. I know only a couple of you get that was a joke. So basically, if you haven't heard of our company, Cutco, we've been around since the 1940s. So we've been around for a couple of years before I was born. And 8 years ago, we started a specialty division called Cutco Closing Gifts. That's the division I'm in. So what I'll show you has nothing to do if you've seen Cutco with people coming to your house or stuff for your kitchen and whatnot. But what we do is we help you with your client appreciation. I'm sure everyone here gets something at the end of a transaction or to thank a referral partner, right? A gift card, a bottle of wine, dinner out, flowers, a gift basket, a puppy, something, right? And I'm not here to tell you that clients don't like the gifts you're giving them because, let's be honest, everybody likes a gift that's free. The issue with most gifts is 90% of them, they get it, they like it, they enjoy it, then where's it go? They consume it, they eat it, they spend it, they drink it, it's gone, it dies. There's no long-term value for the client, no long-term value for you. Doesn't really serve your business or your relationship with that client in the long run. The other 10% of gifts aren't all that useful. They sit in a shelf, they sit in a drawer, they collect dust, maybe they look pretty on a wall, but they're not things that people pick up and get excited about using all that often. Does that make sense? So what we did at Cutco was we found a way to help agents brand their business using closing gifts. So we basically take one of the easiest, most cost-effective, top-of-mind awareness branding tools and mix it with a closing gift they're just going to use forever. So quick show of hands, raise your hand if you ever purchased Cutco products for yourself or for a client. Anyone ever had them for at least more than 6 years, 7 years, 10 years? How long have you had them, Sharon?
Jeez, go back to probably the 70s.
By the way, I pay her to say that. I figured the chairman-elect.
Before he was born.
Right? But basically, did you use them pretty often?
Yeah, plus I gave us gifts.
See, you guys get the point. If you don't know Cutco, we're like the Rolex, the Tiffany's, or better example, Snap-on tools for kitchen utensils. We've been around since the 1940s. Everything we make, super high quality, top of the line, guaranteed forever, unconditionally, and all of it's made in New York. Can I get a yay for being American made? Yay for New York, right? And so we take the Cutco product itself, we make over 100 items, things for the kitchen, things for outside, stuff that's sharp, stuff that's not sharp, right? And we take the product, we engrave it like so with your name, number, and logo. This does a couple of things for you. How many of you have heard of Brian Buffini? Raise your hand. Yeah, Buffini said at 100 Days of Greatness, 80% of people would use the exact same realtor if they could only remember their name. NAR says only 12% of people can name their realtor. They also say 83% of people say they use the same realtor, but only 9% do. And the number one reason they don't is they can't remember their name. So when they see your name every single day on their favorite kitchen tool, when they're making a sandwich, cutting fruit, doing stuff with making kids lunch, whatever it is they do, they see your name hundreds of times a year after year, decade after decade, for as long as she's had the knives, and they literally never forget your name. Aside from that though, what's the most used part of the home, statistically speaking? The kitchen. Thanks for not saying the bar. The other office I was at yelled the bar. The kitchen. That's why she didn't say the bar. That's why we want something in there that not only they're going to see and use, but when people are hanging out and they're entertaining, where do they hang out around? Around the kitchen, right? So that's actually why we came out with the red. It's nice that it matches Watson as well. But if you leave something red out, people pick it up, they talk about it, it's a conversation piece. They ask who's Sharon Boss, and Sharon gets a referral at Thanksgiving dinner even though she wasn't there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Aside from that, what's the IRS allow you to write off for a tax deduction for closing gifts? Only $25.
Yeah.
How many agents only spend $25? Not very many. Most agents spend at least $75 to $150 depending on where you are in the country, which means you're either not taking the full deduction you deserve, or you're crossing your fingers, you're writing it off anyways, and you're hoping that you never get audited. I promise you guys, hoping. Not the best strategy when you're dealing with the IRS. I'm sure your accountant would think you're crazy if you said, I'm just going to hope. But because these are engraved with their name, number, and logo, they're fully tax deductible as a legal form of advertising. They're marketing or promotional items, not gifts. Does that make sense? Aside from that, our program's really easy. We get you a small supply to keep on hand. When you have a closing or a referral partner thing, you reach in a box, you grab it, you take it with you, you hand it to them, you're done. There's no driving around town looking for gifts, wondering, Do these people drink alcohol? Are they lactose intolerant? Do they like the store and buying a gift card too? Do they have the store in the city they plan on living in? 80% of gift cards don't even get used. So I realized this is not the perfect gift for every single client. But last I checked, most of your clients probably eat every single day, and they're probably not ripping it open with their hands. So it tends to work out pretty well, right? Aside from that though, and if you've already tuned me out, this is the best part. Raise your hand if you could use more referrals. I know it's a cheap question, room full of realtors. Right? We have a service program that's totally second to none. You just keep track of who you give your gifts to, all their info, stick it on a spreadsheet, send me the whole list a year later, and I pay someone to go to their house to sharpen everything they own in their kitchen for free on behalf of you, the agent. While they're there, they'll have your client fill out a customer satisfaction survey about you, the realtor, with a slot for referrals in the bottom. We average 3.4 referrals per visit nationwide, and the best part is they work for me, not Cutco, so they're not there to sell or market a thing, they're there to get you referrals. The goal is, if this is making your life easier, your clients are enjoying the gifts, they're remembering your name, you're able to write it off, you're not driving around town, and we're going out and getting your referrals every single year. Where are you going to keep ordering all your gifts from? It's a win-win. You guys get what I mean? And so I'll pass these around. It's really simple. Oh, and as far as pricing goes, they range between about $50 and $225. We also can do big sets. I know Don Migliori down in Champions Gate office had a big sale and wanted to do a little bigger set. We do stuff for all different sizes as well, but most of our gifts are going to be between $50 and $225. But if you want to get more info, even if we've met up before, if you want to be followed up with, just pull out one of your cards, stick it in the lid on the side as I pass these around. If you don't have a card, pull out a $20 bill, write your name and number. I'll call you first, I'm kidding. But two things, be really careful. These are sharp. The History Channel has a segment about them being the sharpest in the world. Don't test it. I get a bleeder like every 4 weeks. It's been like 3. It's usually a guy. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you want more info, just throw your cards in, and I'll make sure to get you all the info. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah.